Today we're going to talk about our personal RV must-haves.
Yeah, not the things you see on other videos.
So not the command
we find
strips.
important for our type of travel. Let's do it.
All right.
I'm grateful, man. Oh, how could I complain?
Our first item is the vent cover.
When we're traveling down the road, if you don't have a vent cover, you got to remember to close it. And I don't ever remember to close it. Nobody remembers to close it. Plus, you want to keep bugs out. So having the vent cover on keeps the blowing rain from coming into your rig while you've got your vent open. It keeps hornets from coming down and building a nest underneath your vent cover. And generally handy if you're forgetful like me for closing that lid.
Here is the vent pillow. And the reason we love having the vent pillow is because it saves on energy a ton. When we run the heater during the winter, it does not have to run nearly as much because all the hot air is not just being sucked right out the vent. And it also allows you to continue to vent your home and for safety purposes.
Next item I want to talk about is a very simple item, and there's a lot of different types. The one that we like is from a company called Lighting Everstore. It's got a hanging hook and also these really powerful magnets. Now, why is that important? Number one, this thing charges via USB with its own built-in USB cable. Never have to worry about batteries. We keep 3 of them. If we need to use it, if I need extra light, I slap it right on any steel surface. If I'm working under the rig, if I am near the drain in the back, if I'm up front near the batteries and need to check my batteries and it's dark, comes in handy. The next item on the list has proven itself indispensable for a number of reasons. First of all, Christy's favorite.
I like our trailer tray because we're able to hang a poop bag to put all of our dog's poo into when we're in places like this where we don't have bins regularly placed.
Fair enough. The reason I like it is it's a tray where I can put my grill as we travel down the road. I can strap things to it. I have a magnetic surface that I can put my light on while I'm checking the fluid levels in my batteries. And it's just an all-around good, strong tray. This thing can hold up to 350 pounds.
Not to mention, we're missing the best part of what that tray does.
It holds up Mo. It gives support for Mr. Mo. For those of you who have not seen Mo before, Mo was mostly old and eaten when we found him. That's why he's got the name Mo. And this is his preferred hairstyle that we pick up every time we go through the South.
I have mentioned this one time before, but since we're going over our must-haves, I thought it was worth rehashing. Oh my goodness, look at all these mosquitoes right here. Woo-wee, oh my goodness. This is our double water filter. It is mostly for hydroponics, but we use it for our whole RV, and it has a pre-filter and a WeBoost catalytic carbon filter as well. And we use that to be able to filter all the water that we use that comes into the house, and from there we fill up our Berkey to filter our drinking water. This is the Berkey. This is our traveling Berkey. It's our drinking water filter. It has 2 filters in there. And then when we fill up the bottom, we take that water and we fill up 2 3-gallon jugs so that when we're traveling, we can put the Berkey away.
So the next thing on your must-haves list, if you travel like us and you don't spend your time in parks like this where you have all the amenities available to you, if you like the boondock and you don't want to bake inside your tin can, you want a micro air easy start. The reason you want that easy start is so that you can run a generator to run your AC. Now, why can't you just buy a big generator? Well, let me explain something to you. The air conditioner in your unit, if it's rated at 1200 watts, when you turn it on, it's actually going to pull 4,800 watts just to start up. That's called the start amps on the compressor in the AC. If you want to be able to run your AC, you have to have something powerful enough to run that. The Micro Easy Start makes that start amp much lower. And why is that important? Because a 5,000 watt generator, which is what would be required to run a 1,200 watt AC, is much more expensive than a 2,000 watt generator. Plus, it costs a lot more in fuel. Now, why do we say we need an inverter generator versus a regular generator? Well, we like our neighbors. This one, as an example, runs at about 58 dB, which is conversation level. We could stand right next to it with it running, have a conversation, and nobody has to raise their voice. Whereas the generators, like your standard generators they use at construction sites, you need earplugs to stand this close to it. So people are going to like you a lot more if you're using an inverter generator versus your standard generator. Next, I want to show you the WeBoost. Now, what is a WeBoost? It is a device for boosting cellular signal. We don't need it here because we have a nice strong signal here. This is the actual booster. It's connected via a thin antenna coax that goes to the internal antenna. The internal antenna is what we actually pick up as our cellular tower when we're inside the house. The external end hooks to this coax and runs through your connection to the outside of your rig. Your WeBoost purpose is not to make a low bandwidth signal stronger. It's not to increase your speed. The purpose is to increase the number of bars you have available. So if you have 1 bar, you can turn it into 4 bars and make your signal much more stable. The WeBoost, as I mentioned, is meant for boosting your signal. But how good is that signal boost going to be if your external antenna is low down to the ground or if it's physically mounted to your rig? So what we do is we have a 30-foot coax cable that we run out from the connection that comes to the rig, and we run it up on a mount. So what is this? This is a standard hip mount that you buy to go on the roof of your house for a TV antenna. Folds up nice and small, like so, and we stick it in our rig when we travel. When we're out, I kick this out, I drive stakes into the ground to hold it steady. I take these standard extender bars that are basically they're antenna poles. They slip together like that. I've never run up more than 6, but I have guide wires that run with them so that when they're up, they're stable. All right, so we put our antenna up there, hooked up to our 30-foot coax. I want to show you my antenna. This is the other thing I like about WeBoost. This is my antenna. Yes, it looks horrible. Why does it look horrible? Because we were in a wind in, what was that town? Where's your sister live? What's it called?
We were in Hermiston.
We were in Hermiston, Oregon. There was a storm that came up while we were out, and I had not tied them off because it was calm before, and it rocked around like this side to side until it fell. This fell into the road and was run over by a dually with a trailer. A truck and trailer ran directly over this mount. I literally have the tape on there to seal the holes because the antenna still works. Thank you, WeBoost, for making a quality product. There's one more thing I wanted to mention. This isn't really a must-have, it's really a must-do. We have fur babies. Beautiful, beautiful fur babies. But when you're in an RV full-time and you go through a winter with fur babies, you're going to visit the shop a lot if you don't do this. We're going to take a look. So our furnace is actually mounted down here behind the fridge. This is the intake for the furnace. And what happens is fur from your fur babies will get sucked in to the intake on the furnace, and they will hit what's called a sail switch. That sail switch will get clogged and it will get stuck. And the purpose of a sail switch is it will raise a certain amount based on the airflow. And if it doesn't have enough airflow, it won't let your furnace turn on. And if your furnace won't turn on, you'll hear it kick on, you'll hear a blower start, and all of a sudden it'll turn off and there'll never be any heat that comes out. That's your sail switch being clogged. So what you do is you do what the genius behind the camera did. You take the cover off and you run a piece of cheesecloth across the inside of it, tape it shut. Never have to replace your sail switch again. Oh, by the way, the local pond now has a Patreon account. What's that for? That allows you to participate with us in a private community. Being our patron gives you access to unique posts and videos, and even a chance to come commingle with us on camping trips. And to get things rolling, we're going to give away a gift box to the first 10 people to sign up on Patreon at any level. Don't miss out. Go to patreon.com/thelocalpond and sign up now.
Make sure to like and subscribe. Bye.